All right, boom. So we're talking about episode 3 today. Bum, 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 bum. Are you excited? You should be excited. Let's kick it off. For Life, Hulu, episode 3. Review starts with
So this episode, Aaron gets a new case. He's representing Hassan. And what's interesting about this case to me is up until this point, we've seen Aaron trying to do the right thing, but trying to fight for himself as well. And he's innocent. He's trying to get out. This is kind of the first time he's being called on what he's doing. So we get into Hassan's case, and it doesn't go well first trial. So he's asking him you're going after people to help yourself, but what are you doing for me? So it's kind of putting him in check to where yes, fight for yourself, but you have to do your best for these people you're representing as well. So that's where we're at, episode 3.
I don't really love Aaron in this episode. And this is kind of, if you've been watching my review, is that I love Aaron because they're showing his humanness, but I also do not love his selfishness. I think that he's super selfish, but he has a good cause, so I think that it's being masked. So when he takes this case and he pits a brother against a brother in order to try to get his file from him, I think he's kind of a piece of shit for that. Because obviously this guy wants his brother home and he's in a position of power. So you're taking this case just to get to this guy. And sure, it would benefit everybody if it worked out, but I just think that he's doing too much too fast for me to be comfortable, or for me to co-sign what he's doing. If you're asking me as a viewer, I don't love the pace at which he's working, because I'm like you don't really have credibility. Like you don't have credibility. You've made a big stance against a very powerful person who now wants to come get you. You've got everybody's future kind of hinged upon that. You got your wife getting investigated because she helped you with a previous case that she shouldn't have. You got the warden and the warden's wife, and they've got their agenda that you're also attached to because of the things that you're playing with. And then you have a new guy in his case, and not to say that somebody was jumping to help him with an appeal, but you've kind of wasted his opportunities in front of a judge, and it's like, well, why would I see this guy again? Now, sure, it works out the second time, because when he goes in front of the judge the first time, he's lazy, I think, and he thinks that it's just going to work because he knows a couple of things. But then he gets slapped. And then I think that he sees the ramifications of the slap amongst everybody, because yo, you didn't help him. You just got done helping the Aryan dude in the last episode, and it worked out great for him. So now you back working with the black people. And so now you've gotten the Mexican guy out, you've gotten the white guy out, and now you've got the black guy, and you can't fix it. That's not going to bid well in the race war that is jail, at least how they're depicting it to us. So when he comes back the second time, I think that he wins the cop brother over, because now he realizes that it's not just about him, but there's a whole nother person's life at stake, and their freedom is at stake, the same freedom that he wants. He understands that he's got to help these people in order to get to where he's going. It's not just, I just need to talk to this person and they're going to be eager to help me. So I think that was really cool that they showed that, because up until that point, I did not love Aaron in this episode, because I felt like he was just doing a lot. And I'm really glad that it kind of blew up in his face, and he had to work harder. Even though he didn't succeed, he succeeded in understanding the severity of what was going on. So I love a good life lesson, and I think that Aaron learned another one.
Definitely. And I think that's why they called it My Brother's Keeper, because, yeah, you have the cop and Hassan, who was the brother, but at the end, the cop was being a brother to Aaron, even though he messed up the case. Because if he would have came with those facts, I think he would have probably been successful, but then we would have fluff. And we don't need him to go out and just win every case. So I kind of like that he lost, but I was kind of like, dang, why did it have to be this case?
But I think that he had to learn he was his brother's keeper.
Absolutely.
And Aaron was Hassan's brother, and he had to keep Hassan in order to get Hassan's brother to help him. He thought he could just get in the room with Hassan's brother and say, I'm helping him on this case, and whatever happens, just feel bad for me. No, you must keep this man, and in return, he will keep you.
I liked it. because it was also the first time you got to see him fail, which was kind of nice, because up until this point he was just like winning all of his 2 cases, and he failed not once but twice. And yeah, it was just like nice to see that happen and put him back in, not like in his place, because he wasn't like up on a high horse, but he definitely had like the high of like winning for the first 2 times, like right out of the gate, of being a lawyer. And then for this judge to be like, nope, like that wasn't good enough, and for him then to allow him back to say, okay, try again, and then again, same thing. And I think it was a valuable lesson that he needed to learn, because before he was kind of like phoning it in and just kind of relying on his natural abilities and doing stuff, not fully looking into everything and kind of fleshing out every single avenue of a case and the ways you could go about it. So it was the first judge that really like challenged him, which I thought was cool.
So I agree with you both. Just another thing that I like to see kind of grow and give us a chance to explore was the warden and Wallace. You started to really see that the warden was starting to kind of trust him and kind of have his back. Like at the end of the episode, you had those attorneys that were pretty much trying to keep him in jail come with a subpoena. They want to see the cameras. They want, talk to the guards. And she's like, oh, you're going to need another, subpoena for that. So she is trying to also protect him, because we're trying to figure out if she's going to, soon turn, which in another episode, it gave you that idea because her wife is running for office as well against Maskins. So you're just trying to see that fine line and interaction and how she's either going to ride for him or not. And I kind of really appreciated that she kind of had his back. So I got to see that dynamic more.
Going off that, do you think that she was protecting him to protect him and because she was on his side, or do you think she was protecting him to protect her because if something happened to him and his credibility got shot, then that comes back on her wife? And then it's like, the one thing that I love that the show does so seamlessly is just that everyone is there for someone else, but also very much there for themselves. Mm-hmm. Kind of like very just like realistic, which is nice.
Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. What?
Follow.
Hello. You seen the Instagram names? They're all around. I don't know where everybody is. So this is yeah, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you guys real soon.